prompt for the 5th day of RPGaDay is space. In past years of RPGaDay, there's been a lot of questions focused around what your ideal gaming space might be, what sort of space your table occupies, what's the strangest space that you've played an RPG in. In previous years, I might have seized upon this opportunity to talk about how excited I am that there might be more RPGs that take place in outer space. But in 2019, it seems like we're having something of a renaissance of sci-fi RPGs, and there's a lot more active play of them happening. Star Trek Adventures and Fantasy Flight Star Wars are a big part of my own gaming. I would certainly like to see a little bit more astronautics, a lot more real space, as in Delta V's, remaining fuel, oxygen, spacesuits, and the spirit of exploration in the near future of humanity, and that's something that I might apply my own design efforts to sometime in the future. Instead of those choices, however, I think I will talk today about the space that our characters occupy. The tactical space, which is sometimes expressed using a grid, sometimes expressed using zones, sometimes we use a map, and other times we use abstract definitions of short, medium, and long range, or we just play it all on the back of an envelope by counting down the feet before a charging ogre reaches an archer pouring arrows at him. This is a part of the hobby that, for my part, has occasionally become cumbersome. It's occasionally become divisive, as I encounter folks for whom they see no use of it, or others who insist upon bringing the characters into these tactical spaces, even during trivial situations. But here's the thing. I think that in our efforts to break new ground in this hobby, we will inevitably rediscover the joy of the space that the characters occupy. For my part, I've been working on the 7 Strange Seas and trying to resolve how I can write a game where the difference between tacking and wearing round for a ship during the Age of Sail is something that's both comprehensible for the humans of 2019 that will play the game, and relevant to the substance of play. I imagine that somewhere someone else is working on a game about warlords during the Romance of the Three Kingdoms era of China, where their armies are on the march, and the strategic decisions of when to move where is something that takes place on a day-by-day or even a season-by-season basis. And yet it is important to the substance of play because of the alliances and the backstabbing which might occur between the different factions. The spirit of this hobby to discover different emotional and physical spaces that the characters occupy, different matrices of decisions that these characters are confronted with, and to bring them to life in the course of play is the reason that I'm not concerned that space, as an element of gameplay, will disappear. I think it is in fact time for it to come round again on the wheel, and for new innovations to be made. And that's what's so lovely about the RPG hobby. We are constantly applying ourselves to the lessons of the past to improve the future and to discover new ways of playing.